Hello, and welcome. My Scorpio collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus sign. Welcome to your Path of True Love reading, timeless Path of True Love reading. Despite being done in December 2020, I am your reader, Mark Angelo Lyons, Mal for short, professional witch, professional intuitive president of Drawing the Circle Productions, the Archangel of Lions, Mark Angelo Lyons, and younger son to his Scorpio brother. Pray for me. Pray for him. He's a good guy. Oh, dear, my Scorpios. What an honor. What a pleasure. Thank you so much for coming back to the channel. Thank you for my subscribers, for your love, your support, my Scorpi-scribers. Thank you so very much. Your shares, your comments. Every time you're hitting that like button, more people are seeing the work. So it's really, truly honor and appreciate the work that we're doing here. If you are new to my channel, please do consider if you like the video, hit the thumbs up. If you like me, hit the subscribe button. You got something to say about it, feel free to comment. And if you feel somebody would benefit from it, share. It's the best anyone can do and all that anybody can ask for on YouTube. Unless we're super chatting, and we're not right now. So let's get up in this reading. Path of True Love is your spiritual path, your healer's path, your healing journey, right? Your hero's journey, all of that inside of Fry. That's why we're using the archetype cards. We'll get to that in a bit. But through your relationships, right? It's through not just your sexual romantic, although those are very incredibly potent transformers, obviously. It can be about family, but it's really about you. So twin flame, soulmate, whatever that stuff is, we don't really address it so much unless it really comes up in the reading, literally written on one of the cards, because it is a general reading. So you got to take what resonates, leave what doesn't, and really see this is my journey. We're doing Celtic Cross with 3 other cards added. So that we get a real eagle's eye view of you on the path, like GPS, right? Get you some clues, tips, hints, signs, symbols, synchronicities, etc. on the path moving forward. All the decks that I read are in the description box all the way at the bottom. If you want to check them out, there are some other cool links in there about true love you might want to see. I really want to redo that and bring in some other people's point of view on what true love is. The manifestation of divine love in physical form in a relationship. Gotta have free self first, right? So, and we are that love. All right. Oh, where is he? Come here, you. I've been saying past couple of readings when Michelangelo was asked how did he carve the David? How did he make the David? He said, I didn't make the David. God made the David. Nicely. He said, I just chipped away the excess marble. That's the path of true love, which if you watch any of these videos on YouTube where they like restore rusted metal objects and stuff, right? It's intense, but that's a little symbolic of the path of true love for me, honestly. Dipped in acid and electrified, right? Sandblasted, turned white hot in a furnace, then dipped in motor oil. Yeah, very much, but it makes you unbreakable. It makes the truth of who you are. Restoration sounds nice. The comedies tend to be. We hope. Breathe. Let's do this. I'm ready. I'll explain the cards as we hit them. We're using Daughters of the Moon for the Celtic Cross. It's all the inside stuff we're going to look at. You want the outside stuff. That will be and then the extended reading on VIMEO. Link is in the description box below. Otherwise, I'm using 10 decks total for this entire reading. Breathe. There we go. Oh, my collective pantheons. There you go. Of angels, goddesses, gods, masters, and the higher selves of all involved. Please, one card in clarity for my Scorpio collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs on the path of true love. December 2020 when I'm recording this, or timeless whenever they come across it. Please, what is the dominant archetype that is being alchemized on the path of true love, December 2020? For the Scorpio collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus sign, their own, somebody else's. I mean, it's their path, but they might be confronting this within somebody else or in a larger situation or any combination or all of those. Please, what is the dominant archetype for my beloved Scorpio Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus sign? You're a virgin and you can't drive. That's harsh. Oh my goodness gracious, the Virgin archetype. I love the Virgin archetype. I'm a Virgo, and I do have a touch of the Virgin archetype, but not as much as you think, and has very little to do with sexuality, although it can, obviously. The shadow attribute, fear of intimate union. Gee, you're divine masculine? Fear of intimate union in the shadow, right? You don't want to look at it, you don't want to deal with it. You don't want anybody to know about it. Fear of intimate union is about fear of vulnerability, so the Virgin. But the light attribute, maintaining symbolic purity of heart and spirit. So here's the thing. Symbolic purity of heart and spirit. I can't sit through karaoke if people are going to sing off key. It's torture. Worse than that, bad choreography or good choreography done badly. It's specific. It's specific. I'm not a purist in everything. Here's one Carolyn May said, and I completely agree with. There's a stick of butter on the table, and there are like knife hack marks in it, and even one fucking breadcrumb, I ain't touching it. I will have my own little pad of butter. I just really bring a cooler, keep them with me. We're back in my Prada, in a little like refrigerator section about the size of what, a clamshell. I get it. I get this for you. So you might be a little nitpicky on the path that you love, but well, you should be. Well, we all should be in 2020. You don't know what people are carrying with them, and and that just doesn't mean emotionally anymore, right? Right? What are you carrying? Carrier! Okay. All right. Let's get up. And this should be fun. This will be fun. Because I can play with, we can play, the Virgin archetype can be playful. It just means she's not there for intimate union in the shadow, right? But if you're looking for something deep, you're going to have to be vulnerable, Scorps. I know, it's not your bailiwick. I get it. It's fine. I love you. My goddesses, breathe. A lot of energy came on that one. That Virgin card, please, my goddesses, since the maiden is part of the Maiden Mother in Chrome, please, can we have 10 cards, Celtic Cross for the Scorpio Collective, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, sign on path of true love, December 2020 or timeless, please, my goddesses, work through me. What is the card that covers the Scorpios on the path of true love, December 2020? Oops. Deception. Now, internally, this could be an internal deception. Like we said, there's shadow aspects going on here, stuff you don't want to think about, things that you might be deceiving yourself about. Either that, I mean, there's the obvious grammatical, you have to go through it. So you are not deceiving yourself on the inside, you are feeling deceived, or you are well aware you are deceiving someone. Now, it's only the first card down, well, second, including the archetype card there, the Virgin. But this could also very much be like, I'm locking down, I'm shutting down, no one's getting in, see no evil, hear no evil, speak no evil, because of fear of intimate union. And this represents you, the first card down, the card that covers you, right? So goddesses, what crosses them on the path of true love? The environment or the situation, what's going on for them on the path of true love, December 2020, because there's a new opportunity, and it is passionate, and it is fiery, but it's an ace. It's an ace. It's a swing, right? However that plays out in you physiologically. And this can very much be a visceral thing. It feels that way, but you're like, no, it's not there. La, 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 is one way to see it, right? Or there, well, this is the thing, that there is something hot, spicy, sexy, some second chakra draw. I feel right, my second chakra calling you for, but you're like, I can't let anybody know about this. I can't let anybody know about this. I can't let anybody know about this. I have to keep this hidden. Scorpio, right? Symbolic purity of what? Of heart and spirit? Symbolic purity, yeah, of heart and spirit. I get if you got to protect yourself. That is a card, but how protective is denial? I mean, there's denial. I deny you access into my boundary. That's one thing. That's a Virgo thing. The gate is closed. You do not have the PIN number. Go away. There's nobody here. But really, the other way of playing this out is I really see it's, I mean, it's not the Seven of Swords. It's not that. But there's definitely a deception in play here, one way or the other. Please, my goddesses, what's at the core for the Scorpios on the path of true love here? Got the trickster inside. Careful. Tricky, tricky, sticky, sticky. Be very, very careful, my Scorpios. That's a major arcana card. The Devil card, but if it's okay to say a lovely angle of it, if you think of the trickster archetype, it's in every pantheon, right? It's in nature. The coyote, a wily coyote, right? But there's something sabotorial in it on one side, right? The shadow side of it. Like, it doesn't matter what Wiley tries, all them products. where is he getting the money for that stuff? Just the thought, right? But it always backfires, right? Always he ends up chasing his own tail. He finally catches it, bites it, and hurts himself, which is very much the trick of the trickster sometimes. But it's in the third position, the core, something going on inside of you. I think there's a self-deception here. I think there's something you are trying to avoid, but it's a major arcana card. It's a big deal. And the divine might be saying, no more of that. No more of that. That these are chains of fear that are holding you back, tricking you, and the divine is going to move you through that. In other words, the world needs you to be the virgin in the light, not the shadow. I do feel like this is you. It doesn't mean you've never had sex, please. You're a Scorpio. But I feel that too. All right, here we go. What's behind them? What's in the Scorpio? What's in the Scorpio with the virgin archetypes behind? Sounds like something you'd say behind somebody's like, what's in the Scorpio virgin's ass today? What's in their behind? What crawled up their behind and died? What is Scorpio? Please, poor hamster. Sorry. I doubt it'll get flagged, but I made myself care. It'll be worth it if it gets demonetized. I don't care anymore. Please, what is behind my Scorpios in the path of true love, my goddesses, please? All right, well, here's an actual person. We've got the Aries card here. Now, it doesn't necessarily have to be an Aries, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, whatever. I don't read that way. But I will say this is a selfish energy. This could represent you if this is really about you working on yourself on the path of true love, right? Self-love, self-esteem, And remember, self-esteem is a verb. It's not a noun. You got to stop thinking of it. We all have to stop thinking it. It's sold to us as a noun. Get self-esteem. No, it's a process of estimation that you're always doing, but you're unaware of most of the time, right? This could be about self-love, self-care, but it can also be, because it's the first sign of the zodiac, very akin to the Ace of Flames, right? The One of Flames, Cardinal Fire, something creative. This is sexual. I'm feeling it. It may not be for every single one of you, but with that virgin archetype, I mean, the virgin archetype isn't all about sex, but it's certainly about intimacy. You can have sex without being intimate. It's called the 90s. Not the age, the era, the decade. For me, at least. America Online, Long Island Men for Men. Breathe. Long Island Men for Men now. Oh, memories like the corners of my mind. Breathe. Scorpio goddesses, don't mind. They're like, I know, we arranged all that for you. Please, my goddesses, one card in clarity. What crowns the Scorpio collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus sign on the path of true love, December 2020, or timeless, particularly with that trickster going on in the core? What's going on in the crown there on the path of true love? All right, well, manipulation, which, you know, if you take that word at face value, it can still be carrying on the tricky here. It is your second sword card, blade card here, but it has no reverse. All right, it is that Six of Blades, the gondola, the boat, going from choppy to smooth water here. This can very much be about communication, but it can also be about spin, like political spin, telling a story, manipulating. Now, manipulation is a neutral word, right? You're tired, you had a cup of coffee, you're awake, you manipulated yourself. Someone's in pain, you help them, you manipulate it. Granted, it's asked for. That's the shadow part of it, right? I'm going to say virgins can be very manipulative in this sense, right? They have a certain power, something untouched within them. But if it comes from a fear of intimacy, this is what they're telling me as well. I know this and they're telling me that it tends to create a circuitous pattern of acceptance and denial, which is a normal cycle, but a catch-22, push me, pull me. Push me, pull me. I want you, but I can't. Want you, but I can't, or I want you and I will, but I can't do it in a way that I can really address because it terrifies me. There's probably some loss involved with this. Well, that's the point of a trick, right? It's like, even to learn something, you have to sacrifice your own ignorance, or ignorance isn't the best word. What you're unwilling to look at, you have to look at. There's always a price to pay. Even if it's something that's glorious and wonderful. And that Ace of Flames does not feel bad. It just feels horny. But a beginning, an ace. Please, my goddesses, what is before them on the path of true love for my Scorpio collectives, really, we've got that fourth position of that Aries card, very fire, right? In this fourth, in the second, which is the present situation, I got the Ace of Flames there, my goddesses. What comes before them on the path victory? So 3 flames in a row in terms of your 4, your 2, your 6, your past, your present, your future. What is in your vertical trajectory, you've got the trickster at the core, you've got deception as your cover, and you've got manipulation in your crown, coming into being, the crowning, like a baby that's crowning. You don't see the whole baby, you just know it's coming, right? You gotta be really fucking careful here. If you are a literal virgin, I'm just gonna say that because I don't know who watches this. Be very, very careful. You are not being deceived, that you are not being tricked to give up, to surrender the pink. Thank you, Carrie Fisher. I love you. But there is victory here for you. There is victory here for you, and I think the heat is there, and that's understandable. Just be careful. No, but it's an initial thing, right? Are you the deceiver, or are you the one being deceived? Are you deceiving yourself? I can't tell from this. But, I gotta say, with the trickster on the inner, you might be deceiving yourself. You might be deceiving yourself about something, but it's a major life lesson thing. It's not something to take personally. I know, it sounds impossible. Well, it's a major life lesson. How can I take it personally? It's because everybody goes through this, right? This is just your turn, if that's what it is. But there is victory. Internal. It's all internal. You want to see what the external looks like? Pay the $5 on Vimeo. See how this plays out. But you got other cards coming down in this. So here we go. The harmony of it all. My goddesses, please, one card in clarity for the Scorpio collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus sign. 7th position. What is the lesson? What are the gods trying to teach them on this? What is the universe? What does their universal learning template say here on the path of true love, on the soul's journey of true love? 2020. Jealousy. Now, the 6 of Cups is not the only interpretation. It's just what's written on the card, and I'll stick with that. It's like it's written on the card. But certainly, if you're unable to have the options that you want emotionally, the emotional fulfillment that you want, you see somebody else getting it, you're going to have to deal with your jealousy. Jealousy is a tricky thing. Now, slightly different than envy. Envy is one of the 7 deadly sins. The deadly sin of the third eye, which tells you something, right, about the mental part of it. This is different. This feels like the options that you have are not the ones that you want, and the options that you want, you're watching other people have. And the child inside of you that you have been kind of maybe deceiving yourself about it because you want to be spiritual. The ego learns spirituality and then uses the very thing that heals us against us, right? It's like, well, you can't be jealous. Don't be jealous. Me? Har, har, hardy, har, har. Ralph Cramden. It's like, oh, no. And it gets pushed down and gets pushed down and gets pushed down until it becomes a sabotorial force of your inner child needing to be heard, feeling neglected, feeling angry. When the fuck is it my turn? It's a tricky card. But it is about emotional options, right? It's like, that's like the castles in the sky, right? The cups in the sky. What is it? Some people, what is it? Neurotics live in, what is it? Neurotics think of castles in the sky. Psychotics live in them. My mother cleans them. That's not my joke, but I love that joke. I think that's the way it goes. 6 of Cups, right? So all these things that you want, darling, look. If you're of age, which I would hope, my channel's 18 and over. My work is 18 and over. It's okay for you to want what you want here. But the manipulation part of it, that's coming in. Use that to look at it differently. Spin it. Talk to somebody, but talk to somebody you can trust, not somebody who's tricky. I feel like you might be stuck in a guilt loop here, right? Because fear of intimacy, with any kind of guilt, shame, or any of that stuff that we pick up as conditioning from just being in this world, right? So we don't see the devil. Well, we do see the devil card here, but there's a devil card in this deck called depression, which are those rocks holding you down, the chains that hold you back. Where this kind of feels more psychological in terms of the that there's a larger lesson being learned here that you're being tricked into, but it has a lot to do with your insides and your intuition, more your intuition. Like sometimes fear is an intuition saying that yes, change and transformation is coming and there's a possibility of loss. Absolutely. Like that's that fight or flight in that moment, you need that. But when it's fears of the past replaying itself, which it feels like it has for you in this situation before, then it's really saying, okay, well then what's the lesson here? What is the coyote trying to teach me? Please research coyote totems and coyote medicine and all that stuff if you're into that sort of thing, right? That's Seven of Cups, man. The jealousy's part of it. I can feel that. From the outside looking in, how does the world see you? Breathe. My beloved goddesses of Scorpio and the sign of water. How do the Scorpios appear in the world, to the world? Horizontal trajectory on the path of true love. I hear you. December 2020 or timeless, please. One card. And the Scorpio card, Hecate. This crone of cups would be the Queen of Cups in the traditional tarot. So you are coming across as yourself, which means nobody has fucking any idea what it is that's going on inside of you, which it leads me to think you might be in on this trickster thing and this manipulation. I'm just wondering if you might be in something committed and a side thing has presented itself, a new spark, a new attraction, that you, well, there's victory here. We're not sure how that victory is going to play itself out. You know, victory in saying, no, I will not violate the truth of my symbolic purity of heart and spirit, right? Or you're going to go for it. But either way, it is hidden, sneaky, tricky, and manipulative. I just don't know which side you are on that. Are you the one doing or the one being done to? Top or bottom, I guess. Your destiny, please, my goddesses. What is their destiny on the path of true love? Their hopes and fears, what they most hope for, what they're most terrified of, the fate that they have to face in order to reach and manifest their destiny on the path of true love. December 2020 or timeless. A clue, a tip, a hint, please. And we've got the Ten of Flames. So it's Hava, Nagila, Hava. Different than that, ooh, you carry all these fucking sticks home. This is different. This is different. This is a rite of passage. There is something ending in your life. There is something ending in your life. I mean, you do go from the Ace to the 10 here. But that this is a destined thing. But something has to wrap up. There is a completion. There is a fulfillment, and it feels like it's celebratory. I feel like somebody new might be coming into your life that is actually your destiny, at least. You got to be sneaky right now, so it's got to be sexual or romantic. Otherwise, why in the world all the sneaky? I mean, I guess if there's like a drug thing going on here and illegality, but I'm not getting that for you. Although Scorpio, hidden money, hidden sex, hidden power. Interesting. What's the outcome, my goddesses, please? Particularly with that Ten of Flames is the destiny. In other words, it's saying, yeah, this will complete. This will run its course, but it feels good. Please, what does this look like inside of them? Their outcome. Path to true love, December 2020 or timeless. You got another six of cups. So compassion. It's going to be a healing thing. Look, if something really is coming to a close, I'm not so sure it's major arcana stuff because you only got one major arcana card on the table, and it's the trickster, half the devil card within. There's, you could say at the core of this, there is tricky going on here, but it's a divine thing. It's a mystical thing, spiritual thing. Mystical and spiritual, not necessarily the same thing. But this Nine of Cups, that your cups get refilled as does everybody else's here, right? There is a sharing here, but also an ebb and flow, right? It's like, okay, we're going to slosh water from your cup back to my cup. It sounds a little codependent emotionally, but I think you know what I mean. There's an emotional balance that comes out of here. And you also have that Six of Blades, so a mental, emotional balance, the mental coming in the crown, but with your outcome, emotional balance. I don't know. As sneaky as this feels, with that Ten of Blades there and victory, it's just that Seven of Cups thing. You're going to have to deal with this upset, this emotional jealousy, either within yourself, one would think, because it's the deck I'm using specifically for that. 1, 2, 3, 4 fire cards. That's your dominant element. 2 air cards, 2 water cards. 3 water cards. So, okay. 3 water cards, 4 fire, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, and 1 spirit, 1 major arcana. So you have sort of a balance there. It's not just one of one, so that's helpful. So let's keep going. Look, these next cards down. Oh boy, the last 2. One's an oracle, one's a healing system. Technically, Carolyn Mace is a healing system, not a divinatory deck. My birds fucking love me. Hi guys. I don't think that's the blue jay, but it can mimic other birds, but I can't see. Shall we? Whispers of Love Oracle. Higher selves of all involved, and really, we have 2 court cards on the table, Aries and Scorpio. Both could be you. Could be other people. From the outside looking in, you are a Scorpio. Breathe. The higher selves of all involved, 8th chakra and above, 5th dimension and above. Please, 1 card in clarity for the Scorpio collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs on the path of true love, December 2020, or timeless, please. This is Virgin Archetype. Starting with Deception, got the Trickster in there, but something really new and exciting and passionate that looks like it's part of their destiny in the development here, with Victory, but manipulation with the Trickster is so tricky, right? The Aries in the past, that could be selfishness here, but could just be a real sexy, sexy time too, with that cardinal phallic energy. Looking like a Scorpio on the outside, learning something about jealousy, ending up with emotional balance, compassion for the self and for others. Please, what is the whisper of love? The piece of information, inspiration, or insight the Scorpios need on the path of true love, December 2020 or timeless. It's the true love card. It's the true love card. This is a once in a lifetime love. This is the true love card. This is once in a lifetime love. I said it 3 times on a video before. People like, thank you so much for saying it 3 times, because it's like, oh, the phenomenal, right? Salama Beach. Salama Beach of Bhutan. Jeez, man, you got the true love card. This is a once in a lifetime love, man. I think that's why this one works it out, but all the deception. Look, I need a cup of coffee. Hold on a second. This is a bit much for my Virgo loins. If you are deceiving somebody, sneaking out with somebody else, careful, jealousy, obviously a problem. Except this person you might be sneaking out with, it's a true love once in a lifetime. Now, once in a lifetime doesn't mean that you can't dance more than once. It just means this is a big deal. Oh boy. Your fear of intimacy might very well mean the destruction of a marriage, yours or someone else's. Course of true love never did run smooth. That's why people are like, yeah, true love read. What about my twin flame? What about my soulmate? I'm like, well, what about the path of true love, which all of those are on, right? Path of true love is the stage upon which all of those characters and plots play out on planet Earth. Pretty heavy duty. Last card down, though. Oh, hon, you'll be glad for this. The Healing Mantra deck by Matt Kahn. I'll read it from the bookie book. From the Ascended Masters, please. Voices of the Ascended Masters. Breathe. Big time. Breathe deep. You're going to be like, sit back, kid. All right. Last card down, please, my Ascended Masters. 1 card in clarity for the Scorpio collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs. What is their perfect healing mantra on the path of true love, December 2020, or timeless? They're dealing with the Virgin Archetype. It's a true love contract. It's a true love relationship. Once in a lifetime dealio. It doesn't mean you can't run into the person over and over again, break up and get back together. It just means this particular experience is only one of them. For good or for bad. Doesn't necessarily mean for the rest of your life, but true love breaks all curses, conquers all. I forget who had the true love card. I think it might have been Libra. Oh, was it the one right before this one? I don't remember. Please, my Ascended Masters, what is their perfect healing mantra? I know I'm stalling. Please, for my Scorpio collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs on the path of true love. December 2020 or timeless. Untangling neglect. Untangling neglect. I take the time to give myself all the approval I desire. Look, it's been a tricky year. I'll read it from the book, but I get it. It's been a tricky year. You've had to do a lot of self-stuff here. It's in that Aries card in your past, right? And I think as a result, you have grown away from people, connections, that you're really being called in a different direction. But there are some codependent threads there, some threats there as well. It feels like the threat of, well, if you leave, if you do this, I love you, but I will destroy you, you know, like that kind of thing. So that fear of intimacy may not be purely psychosexual. It might be financial. It might be the fear of getting caught. It might be the fear, it might be a betrayal of someone. Now, there are other cards that could say betrayal in this deck. They're not there. It's the tricky. Still betrayal even if you don't get caught. I don't know. This is hard, but it works out well. That's the really odd part. Let me read Untangling. I do not encourage or endorse third-party situations. I've been in them enough. I know how painful they are. And sometimes they make you the third person without telling you. That sucks. It does, as you don't find out until it's too late. But that being said, there is then something about you taking care of yourself in terms of feeling neglected, which takes the pressure off having to jump into something where your gut might be screaming, don't do this, don't do this. But in this case, it's different. It works out well. I mean, let's see, maybe this Six of Cups in your outcome is about untangling neglect. I take the time to give myself all the approval I desire. When neglect is untangled, you are no longer turning to outside sources for constant reassurance and validation. Instead, you are going within the depths of your own heart to notice the parts of yourself that require the presence of your attention. In nurturing yourself this way, you step forward as the first responder to each wound, concern, and desire. Wound, concern, and desire. Jealousy's in here somewhere. From this space, there becomes less of a likelihood of attracting relationships where further neglect occurs, simply because you have accepted your role as the one who nurtures the innocence within you. And that's that virgin archetype. Yes, also the inner child, but I think it communicates well. This mantra is ideal for building self-conscious. Here we go. This mantra is ideal for building self-confidence, surviving codependency. No shit, it's right there. And healing neediness. Look, 2020 is a furnace, it's a crucible, a place where things are transformed, right? Fuel is turned into energy, iron is melted down and reshaped, right? And we are all going through it personally, alchemically, as well as globally. The great awakening of planet Earth, right? Everybody's getting with who they're supposed to be with, and this is a true love contract, darling. This is a true love contract. I never tell people what to do. It's not my job. A witch doesn't. I recommend, I suggest, do your work. Do your work. Really get in touch with your own jealousy stuff, because you have been neglected. And it's time for you to give for yourself, but to give yourself in these initial stages, if you take this work on, this mission, should you choose to accept it, is quite literally giving yourself, taking the time to give yourself all the approval you desire. And the first couple of days you do it, you may not feel it, but it works. So may the Scorpio collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs be blessed with all that they need on the path of true love, December 2020, that they may alchemize this virgin archetype within themselves, a situation, all of this together in this true love situation, once in a lifetime love, as they untangle neglect, taking the time to give themselves all the approval that they desire, with this deception going on in their lives in some way, shape, or form, but coming up with a new opportunity, a new passion, a new flame. Not an old flame, maybe, but a new flame. Maybe an old flame returned. But there's something tricky going on inside of it here. There's psychological as well as mystical forces in play here with that true love card and what's in their destiny position. And in the past, they have this Aries energy of taking care of themselves. You know, maybe because there's been neglect there, they've had no other choice but to take matters into their own hands in one way, shape, or form. But this manipulation card, this mental balance is coming into play here. Perhaps the psychological aspect of it, looking at it, really seeing what's fair and what's not, and bringing things into balance there, moving from choppy water to smooth. That's, may they be blessed with that, so that they can take the victory. They can move forward with this desire, galloping the Seven of Blades, the Seven of Flames forward. And yes, certainly dealing with the lessons of jealousy here, their own and other people's, but presenting, may they present honestly as the Scorpios that they are, as their destiny is resolved from this Ten of Flames celebration, the horror, the completion and experiencing of their desire, leading them to great peace and emotional balance within themselves for their well-being and for the well-being of all. May they be so blessed, and may all involved be truly blessed as well, with all that they need to heal, to grow, to learn, to move on, and become the best they can be for the well-being of all. So will it be. So it is. Oliver. Well, Scorpios, there you have it. I know, tricky fucking read. I'm going over to the extended in a few minutes. The link will already be posted by the time you watch this. It will already be in the can, as it were. If you're going to get it in the can, I hope you like it. That being said, wishing you all the very best. Again, please do thumbs up, subscribe, all that stuff. Is something here clicked for you? I could see somebody being like, well, if this is not my reading, that's one thing. But if it is yours, good luck. Really wishing you all the very best and the very blessed on the path of true love. December 2020, your timeless, my Scorpios. Hail. Farewell.